What up, survivors? Welcome to D180, the horror movie podcast, taking you on a ride. Thanks for riding with us. I'm AJ.
I'm Jonne.
And I'm Brittney.
Well, look who is not late today.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, you let me in. Just remember, you let me in.
I mean, I have no choice.
I was wearing a t-shirt.
What was I going to do? Send you home for the, 4th of the day?
But I came. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault I wrote down the wrong time. I should really work on my penmanship. It's kind of shitty.
Oh, damn. We are moving on with July's theme, CLIQUE. Every movie this month includes an iconic friend group that everyone secretly wants to be a part of. Continuing with our third movie of the month, we are taking a ride on 1987's The Lost Boys. And let me tell y'all something. I was so ready to turn Jonne out, but then I found out Brittney ain't never seen it too. So hopefully I can turn both of these bitches out because I can't wait. But first, this freaking movie just got snatched off of every freaking platform. Now, Jonne ass is always able to find some shit because she got a fucking Roku. Then, first of all, let's just rewind because it was on Netflix. It was like on I feel like it was on HBO Max and it was somewhere else. We all get on there snatched. I said, now hold up.
Because it even told me that it was on Showtime. That's why I told y'all it was on Showtime.
Yeah, and I went on there. I'm like, dickety. Brittney hooked me up. Thank you, girl. I went on there. I said,
access denied.
Now hold up. So, if you don't own this one, if you don't got the hookup like Nay, you gonna have to rent this bitch, or you gonna have to buy it.
I had to rent it yesterday.
Oh yeah,
because I'm still not home.
Okay,
so.
And as we speak, I got 18 hours left. I might run this back again. I already watched it twice, but yeah, I might have to run it back just because. No, I'm kidding. The rental price is like super fucking cheap. It ain't that serious.
Yeah, it was like $3.99.
Yeah, it ain't that serious.
$3.99 plus tax. That's all survivors. Don't buy the movie though, because it's hot. So
yeah, it's worth it, but also I'm like, I can find this definitely for another price elsewhere, and I'd rather have a physical copy than a digital copy anyway. So, agree.
You could probably get it for like $5 on Amazon because strangely enough, when you look for the movies, Amazon will have it and they'll have like for $5 or some shit, the version that has the DVD code.
Yeah. Let's go right ahead and get into
Park recommendations.
Okay, so look, here's the thing. I was not sure if Brittney was gonna name one of my movies, even though I always go first. So I'm gonna have Brittney go first because I just want to see if we was on the same page. Was we feeling each other? And if not, then I'll just say both of mine. So Brittney, you go first.
Okay, my recommendation is gonna be 2006's The Covenant because you can ogle these motherfucking men. I don't really like looking at the Lost Boys, man. They weren't my type. Those motherfuckers in The Covenant. Oh, we probably gonna have smoke for a couple parts in this movie. Just want to let you know. Just like the Goonies. Be a little controversial. It's not my fault. But you should see The Covenant. It's worth the watch. Don't worry about the plot. You're not watching it for the plot. You're watching it for the plot, if that makes sense. It's for the characters. They look great. They don't have their shirt on a lot of the movie. It's great. Great.
Well, we were not on the same page, and we're probably not gonna be on the same page for the rest of this podcast. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll see. So I am gonna eeny, meeny, miny, mo this bitch, and I'm gonna give you my recommendation. Even though one of them I feel like has popped up before, but I'll say eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Because talk about it, so if you holler, let them go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, my recommendation is 2014's What We Do in the Shadows, because it's just a funny ass vampire movie. And this movie that we're talking about today, yes, it is horror, but it's not the first, but it's one of the earlier ones to introduce comedy into the horror vibe. And the studios definitely didn't think it was going to work. We'll talk about that later, but they was proven wrong, and I'm getting their ass in a little second. But survivors, if you have any park recommendations that fit today's ride, let us know on our Twitter. I first watched this movie, Quarantine. That was my first one. It was early quarantine too. I seen it on, was it Tubi? I think it was Tubi, and I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. The first time I watched it, I was like, how have I gone this long not seeing this movie? It was one of those that I would hear, like the, no offense, the old head horror fans exclaim about. And sometimes, even though I do like older movies, I'd be like, y'all be hyping some of these movies up, so I don't know about this one. But I went ahead and watched it, and I was like, oh, I get it now. I understand. And then I remember not even like maybe 2 weeks later, our friends over at A Nightmare on Fear Street hosted a clubhouse room where they watched The Lost Boys. And one of my friends, Christine, she watched it for the first time, and she don't watch horror movies. And this movie turned her out. And this is why Brittney needs to understand that these vampires are the sexy ones. Yes.
I don't know about them being the sexy one.
I thought it was one fake bitch in this house. It's two.
Is
Thank
both
you
of y'all?
so much, Jonne.
Is both of y'all? I mean, really, I'm only capping for one of them out the group. I'm gonna be very, very honest. I'm capping for one and a halfie.
And which one is that?
We can get there when we get there. Dang.
I don't know which one she's talking about, because the one that might have looked okay, he don't look okay at a distance. Because when the camera got close to that face, I was like, ooh, because I did have a little note that was like, oh, he looks good. And then when I seen him close, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck was wrong with me? Them camera angles are a motherfucker. Because
Wow.
he is
Wow. This movie was directed by the late Joel Schumacher, and when he was asked to do the film, you know, he was just, well, when he was asked why he wanted to do this film, he was just like, vampires are hot. They're like the only erotic monsters that we got out there. Do you think Frankenstein is hot?
That's a weird reasoning.
I mean, let's be real. Y'all, and I know you two especially, y'all be on some vampire dick, so don't even do that.
I do like vampires, but again, that still sounds very weird to say. Does that not sound weird to say?
No, it doesn't.
Yep. You know what? Say it again real slow and then just hear how it sounds when it comes out. Try it.
They're the only erotic monsters. Y'all act like niggas out here don't got boners for Jason and Freddy and Michaels and want to hop on their knives.
I mean, if they out here wanting some waterlogged skin, that's on them. I'm not gonna, yuck your yum. Whatever floats your boat. It don't float mine. Mine sank in the ocean like the Titanic.
Even when we did House of Wax, Jonne, remember I was telling you about all them fanfics about all them people that wanted to fuck the Vincent brothers?
Still weird to me. It's not changing my mind. It's still weird.
I mean, I can't say nothing because it's still a no. No for me.
Before we move on from the producer, did you know that Richard Donner almost produced it, but he passed?
Yeah, I was actually about to mention that. He was actually supposed to direct it, but he didn't
I'm
want
sorry,
to
direct, not produce.
Yeah. But, well, technically you're right because he is the producer of the movie. So you are right, technically. And once he passed on directing, they was going to throw it to Mary Lambert, who we know from Pet Sematary. But she, of course, as she always does, and I'm not knocking her, I be for her, she wanted to go in a different direction. And they was like, never mind, we're not going to do that. We'll put you on hold, sis. So originally,
Rude.
I know, I'm like, why y'all be doing her like that? Because I really wanted to see what she was going to do with Pet Sematary too. And I'm still mad about that. But y'all can listen to the Pet Sematary episode if y'all want to hear more about that. But anyway, originally, let me tell you about something Warner Bros. Did that kind of pissed me off a little bit. This movie had a budget of $20 million, but the studio hated the casting and snatched the bag and only left them with $8.5 million.
I can see that.
No
That's
wonder,
hella rude.
no wonder they had all them taxidermy pets. They didn't have the budget for them.
What the taxidermy is asking?
Yeah, what is that?
Right.
They're cheap ass actors.
They're paid actors, okay?
You can't pay dead things. Even though that dog did shine, the dog really was a highlight when he was going off to get some old pooter.
Hey yo, we gonna talk about that later because I was like, okay, Widow Johnson, that's sweet. Okay, girl, I see you. Well, this was written by the late Janice Fisher and James Jeremias. For whatever reason, Peter Pan was like hot, y'all. We all grew up in our era of Disney Peter Pan, but for some reason, Peter Pan was like a trend. There were hella reimaginings that never went into production except for Hook. We've all seen Hook, Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was looking at you, Brittney. I was like, now wait a minute. But anyway, the two writers, they basically took the central theme of Peter Pan, like a loose adaptation, and made that the central theme of the Lost Boys. So then, before Richard Donner really passed on it, they was like, okay, we're gonna model this after the Goonies because you just did that. You making all of this bank, so basically that's what we're gonna do. So in a way, they originally wanted this to be with 13-year-olds. Like the vampires are gonna be 13. This is gonna be a full rated G movie for kids. And I'm glad they didn't do that. Like the Frog Brothers were gonna be some little chubby 8-year-old Cub Scouts that defeated these 13-year-old vampires. You know what? It probably would have gave, and this is not similar at all, but have you guys seen The Little Vampire with Jonathan Lipnicki on Disney Channel?
Movie.
I do love that movie. We should cover it for our kids month whenever we do it, but I absolutely love that movie. But I feel like it would have been something like that. But I want to say they brought in Jeffrey Bone to like redo the script because they was like, no, that's not Dr. Flack. We need to make these kids older. Let's just appeal to the teens. That's what's hot right now. A Nightmare on Elm Street just came out. All these slashers are coming out. These teens are getting fucked up. Let's focus on them. Which I feel like was a really good idea. What do y'all think?
I wouldn't have wanted to watch this movie if it would have been a teen movie. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Not a teen movie, a kid movie. You're like, gee, how the fuck are you gonna slay vampires and be a kid? Them motherfuckers was dying in oddly satisfying, gross ways. What the fuck were they gonna do? Turn into seafoam? Like the Little Mermaid? There's nothing.
I mean, well, apparently Disney didn't let it happen, so they thought that was dark. I would have loved to see that. Our main cast consists of Jason Patric as Michael Emerson. First of all, y'all want to take a guess of how many times the name Michael is said in this movie?
118.
You looked at the IMDb. But also they wanted him from the jump, but they basically had to beg him to do it. And the craziest thing about it is it wasn't like he was this big actor at the time. He was like, no, I don't want to do this. This sounds like an exploitation film. I'm like, sir, how you gonna be picky? You not even nobody for real at this point. But eventually after like 20,000 meetings, they got him to do it. So then you got the late Corey Haim as Sam Emerson, Diane West as Lucy Emerson, Bernard Hughes as Grandpa, rest in peace to him, the late Edward Herman as Max. Originally, they wanted Fred Gwynne for this role. Do you remember who Fred Gwynne is, Jonne?
Mm-mm.
He is also from Pet Sematary. He's Judd. And I'm just like, I actually probably would have I just like Fred Gwynne, so I think he would have done well in this role. But I think Edward Herman does an amazing job as Max as well. You have Kiefer Sutherland as David. I hear that Jim Carrey was considered for this role, but this would have been a whole different movie if it was Jim Carrey. I don't think it would have been horror at all. And I know he previously played a vampire in Once Bitten, which pops up in this movie, but I don't see. And apparently Ben Stiller was also like place to be somebody in this movie. I don't know who, but if I could take a guess, I would think Michael, because that's who he looks more like. But I'm like, that can't be true because they wanted James Patrick from the jump, or Jason Patrick, excuse me, from the jump. So I'm like, I don't know. You have Jamie Gertz as Star, Corey Feldman as Edgar Frog. This is his third appearance in the park. If you go back, you can catch him in our Gremlins episode and in last week's episode with the Goonies. His ass almost wasn't in the movie. Let me tell you something. This is very sad. Yeah. We just did Goonies last week. And like we said, Goonies was 1985. This is 1987. I don't know exactly when this started. But apparently, on the first day of filming, this dude came in high as a fucking kite off of the white shit. And Joel was like, no, we not doing this. You fired. And I guess that must have hurt him so bad that he was like, I'm going to clean my act up. I'm going to get it together. And he got rehired.
So sad.
The late Brooke McCarter as Paul, Billy Wirth as Dwayne, who is a model, and it shows, and y'all out here hating. Because that's the one, okay? And that's fine. Y'all can hate all you want to.
Wait, which one?
Dwayne. Dark hair. The one that always got the look every time he on screen. He just looked like a model.
Shark bait, hoo-ha-ha, because he was not good looking.
He was. And I will fight you tooth and nail.
Looks is subjective.
I don't care.
Now, yours are really subjective.
I don't care. I'm not the only one that thinks so. Y'all the weirdos out here, mister. Alex Winter as Marco.
I mean, he just had nice hair.
He had a nice face. He had a nice chest, nice abs, tall, dark, handsome. We like it.
We do?
That's fine if you don't.
Not my cup of tea.
I'm not here to convince y'all. Just know when the survivors come at y'all, I tried. Alex Winter as Marco, who you all may recognize from Bill and Ted. Chance Michael Corbett as Laddie Thompson. Tim Capello as the sexy sax man, who was also Tina Anime Bullock Turner's saxophonist. That's probably where you know him from. And Kelly Jo Minter as Maria. Now, you two are probably like, who the fuck is that? At home, we know Kelly Jo Minter in these horror streets from A Nightmare on Elm Street, from People Under the Stairs, and a few other horror movies that she's dominated. However, the problem is they cut all her damn scenes. And if you guys want to see her deleted scenes, y'all know they in the show notes down below. Also, if you have the 2004 Lost Boys DVD release, you can see all those deleted scenes, and they're not grainy like the ones in the show notes on there. But I think I watched them, and she's still in the movie. She just doesn't, she barely has any lines. I think she literally has one line. And if you don't know who that is, you're not going to notice who it is. But I think they cut her scenes because a lot of her lines would have gave away the end of the movie. So that's why I think they cut them. Not too sure, but that's what it seems like for me watching the scenes. Mm-hmm. Filming began on June 2nd, 1986. So yeah, this was not too far off of the Goonies, and ended on June 23rd, 1986, after 21 days of filming. What the fuck? Oh my God. The movie taking place in Santa Cruz, where, you know, it's now called Santa Carla, was once plagued with the reputation of being the murder capital of the world in real life. Because of the series of brutal murders by 3 different, just crazy ass men in the 70s. I really don't want to mention their names. Y'all can go in the show notes. It's all down there. It's a little document. Y'all can get all that info. But they was running a fucking muck, killing like hella people over a 30-month span between 1970 and 1973. It was wild. Every year, actually one of the names, I've heard of one of these names before, and I was like, damn, that was you? That's crazy. Every year at the landmark of Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, the film is screened just like how Goonies is on a release date every year as a free summer movie series. Beachgoers, you know, they could come enjoy, but the crazy part is Santa Cruz, you fake, and I'm gonna tell you why you fake. Because they wanted to just use the Santa Cruz name, right? And what happened was Santa Cruz was like, we don't want to be known as the murder capital. We know we are the murder capital, but we don't want y'all telling people that because we trying to get business here. But then the movie does good and y'all want to air it every year. That's fake. That's phony to me.
I mean, it generally be like that. But a lot of things.
I just feel like that's tacky and I hate it, honestly. Well, everything else, as you all know, will be included in our movie review. And without further ado, we can go right ahead and get into the queue line.
Step in line. Your number is near. Follow the signs. Your time is here.
This week, everyone has a vampire they should be for Halloween this year, and we're going to find out what ours is. Survivors, you can always play along with us as we go. The link is provided in the show notes. Or if you want to play later, either way, let us know what your results were on Twitter or down in the DMs. Let's get started. Pick the best part about being a vampire. Immortality, seduction powers, the nightlife, or shape-shifting.
For me, it's in between immortality and the nightlife. But I don't want to be here forever. But I just like the fact that I won't get old. I'm gonna go with the nightlife.
I think that's a good choice.
So listen, if I do immortality, will I look the same forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just checking. You know, some shit, you age. What we do in the shadows, that motherfucker got old.
Well, wasn't that because that's when they turned though?
I hope he wasn't that ugly.
You stay the same age you were
whenever you got turned.
Okay, I'm just checking for continuity. Okay, seduction powers doesn't like it was really good though.
Y'all know me. I'm scared of my own demise. Fame, I want to live forever. So I'm gonna say immortality. Pick the worst part about being a vampire: drinking blood, avoiding garlic, avoiding church, or watching your human friends die.
I like garlic. Garlic is very healthy for me. I would say drinking blood.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, honestly, watching your human friends die, they could join you if they want. Like if you was really good friends with them, he's like, "Hey, you wanna come on with me? We could be friends forever." Or not, in my case. So that one's not really that big of a deal for me. They could just join. I'd give everybody the option that I was cool with. Like, hey, you wanna be a vampire? Yes, no, maybe so.
Okay. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I think I'm gonna pick avoiding church. Am I in church every Sunday? No, I'm not. However, I am gonna call on Sky Daddy when I need it. And I be needing it. So I'm gonna say that one.
I mean, just because you call them doesn't mean you're church. Like, I mean, I just think you just can't go inside the church.
Oh, well, I pressed the button.
Like, it's something about being on holy ground and against the rules.
I see. I was just like, sometimes I gotta call on the Sky Daddy because somebody gotta listen to these inner thoughts. Pick a decade: 1980s, 1990s, 2010s, 1890s. God dang.
1990s.
You know what?
I feel like I might be getting strung up any day of the time.
Right, I'm gonna go up with the 1990s too.
You know what? Yeah, I was about to say they didn't really allow us in the other time, especially like the 1890s. We really was gonna be hung up. Our immortality was
about
gonna
to be
last
Sarah
long.
Fear in this bitch. Well, no, that was 1666 actually, so never mind. But still,
Same thing though. We was gonna be her. The 80s was a vibe, but again, they really didn't like me as much because of we didn't them extras. They just threw them in there. We know he wouldn't have been walking on the goddamn boardwalk. 1990s.
pick a costume preference: couple, solo, group, simple.
These options are terrible. I guess
Really
so.
are.
I mean, I don't do couple costumes. Group costumes are rare. And who does something?
A lot of folks.
Right.
It's a whole little trend. I mean, it just seems like there should be more options. I guess these are the 4 groups you can group yourself into, but couldn't we have put like intricate?
I mean, if you do a solo, use your imagination. If you're doing a solo, which I'm picking, if you did a solo outfit, you got free reign to do whatever you want to do. Even in the couple outfit, the group outfit, the only one you wouldn't have, I would imagine, is the simple one. But like if you did a group costume, it just depends on the dedication of the group. Like if we wanted to be the fucking Powerpuff Girls, I feel like we could kill that if we wanted to, in a really badass way if we wanted to. If I told BJ that I want to be Wanda and Vision, guess what my man gonna do? He gonna paint his face burgundy with a little yellow diamond in the middle of his head because he down. So,
oh my God, not you trying to make him Lil Uzi Vert.
Don't.
Now I'm Brittney.
I can't stand. Shut up. First of all, I can't stand you. For survivors that don't know who that is, please press pause. Go to your Googles and type in LIL space UZI space VERT. Now, majority of y'all probably already know who that is and you're cackling right along with us. But if you don't, just go humor yourself real quick. Wow, you tried us. But anyway, my point is...
You're the one who said the diamond, not me.
He would do it, though. He would do it. And he would go 100% if I asked him to.
BJU is a good man. You
sure
really
is.
are.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole name.
Out here looking like Lil Uzi.
That's fine. We gonna be cute too. We could be JT and Lil Uzi if we wanted to. I would never do that, but we could.
If anything, I see y'all killing that Cardi B Migos outfit that I seen at Halloween this past year.
Hey, now look. I'm telling you, no, BJ be with the shits when it comes to Halloween costumes. Like, we said this year we would do a couple one, but he be with it. Like, if I give him an idea, he'll do it. So, he be down. But I'm going to pick solo, though, because at the end of the day, I be having 20 different things I want to do in the first place. And, you know, might as well do it by myself.
I ain't relying on nobody. We see what happens when you try to go on group trips.
Yeah, I'm doing solo. Cause my dear Jose would never do a fucking couple outfit with me ever in his life. Actually, correction, never in mine. Cause once if I was gone, he ain't gonna do it with nobody else. No, he not for that. He don't really like any holiday. I need to pick another thing.
Pick a song. Oh, first of all, I am excited. Sympathy for the Devil by Guns N' Roses, Rock the Boat by Our Angel, Aaliyah, Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, Flightless Bird, American Mouth by Iron and Wine. Y'all already know what I'm gonna pick. Y'all know.
Recognize 2 of these.
The only one I don't know is Iron and Wine, but I know the other 3. But y'all already know what I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick my Heavenly Angel, Aaliyah. And I'm probably gonna get fast tracked, but you know what? Shit, I do not care. We not denying that.
All right, I'm going with Bad Romance.
Shit, me too. I got Sympathy for the Devil confused with Symphony for the Devil, and I had to go listen to it to make sure that wasn't the same song. And I was like, okay, is this it? But I should know the difference between sympathy and symphony. So no, that song is not what I thought it was, because I was about to fucking pick it because I fucking love that song. So Bad Romance is all for me, because the other ones, besides Rock the Boat, but I just don't think that'll be my song.
Pick a genre: horror, comedy, romance, or action. Y'all know damn well I don't watch none of this other stuff unless it's from the 90s or something like that. So I'm gonna pick horror.
I want to go with comedy.
It's horror over here, Captain.
Pick a Halloween staple: candy, movies, costumes, or parties?
Costumes. Duh.
Yeah, I'm like parties. I mean, not parties. I'm like costumes because I can like, I love a good party. But, you know.
I'm picking costumes. So I can have a great time.
Pick a treat. A blood cake, a bloody finger cupcake, a blood burger, or a bloody Mary. I am not a fan of Bloody Marys. But to be fair, one of my teammates and I had no idea what we were doing at the Bloody Mary bar, and we were just mixing shit. And no.
Pegboard.
Ain't no pegboard, you gotta pick one. We have not brought that up in a long time. We have not brought that up. I'm surprised I even like remembered that. We have not said that in a minute.
I'm gonna go with the bloody finger cupcake.
I like that one too. Don't ask me why, but I just feel like I hope the finger's edible. It's probably not, but yeah. And then if you think about it, we all going with the cupcake. If you think about it, because the way I eat cupcakes, I separate it in half and flip it over to make it like a sandwich. You got the finger in the middle to kind of hold it.
She said blood cake.
Oh, she said blood cake. Well, that's fine. You eat that bloody cake like the little boy in Matilda.
I mean, all that is a chocolate cake with cherry filling. And that shit would be delicious.
I don't like that.
Oh, that shit be good.
It's something about, like, y'all know I don't like pies. It's something about the filling that I be like, yeah. Oh my God, ew. Pick a bat. Survivors, it is 4 pictures of different bats. And the only one that's cute is the last one because it's a little Frenchy pug and a dog. I mean, it's a Frenchy pug and a dog. That's not right. It's a little Frenchie in a bat outfit. And I'm gonna go with that one because what the fuck is the rest of this?
Yeah, I'm picking the dog with the... No, I'm picking the dog with bat wings.
Because no,
I didn't say I was picking it, y'all. But the first one, it do got some look into your soul. I said look into your soul. I didn't say it was cute. I just said look into your soul eyes. It is looking into your soul.
No.
I mean, I'm picking the pug, so it don't matter. I'm just saying the other one really staring.
What were you guys' results?
Oh my goodness.
I am a fan of my results. I got the Countess from American Horror Story. If you want to be a flawless diva this Halloween, channeling Lady Gaga in AHS is your best bet. You have multiple wardrobe options from a simple white gown, well, a simple white robe to an extravagant evening gown. Either way, you're gonna look hot. And I always look hot Halloween. Thank you.
I got her too, and I love the first episode with the neon lights. And it was like, why aren't we having sex right now? That shit was amazing.
I knew you guys were gonna get the same answer. Like, I don't know how, but I knew y'all was gonna get the same answer. But if you could not figure it out, I am Akasha, the queen of the gown. Are you ready to shock the other partygoers by dressing like a literal queen? There are a lot of pieces involved in getting this costume just right, but we believe you can do Aaliyah justice. Just be ready to act fierce all fucking night. And you're right, because I've already done like 3 Aaliyah looks, and the only reason I don't do this one is because I am so meticulous about those pieces that I don't want to do it if it's not right. But I don't want to do this look. So this is the look for my people at home. This is the look that everybody does. It's the one when she walks into the Admiral's arms with the, it's obviously an iconic look. But my favorite one is the outfit that she wears at the end. It's the more white one with the burgundy arm. And it's just very white and flowing. That's my favorite one. So if I had to do an Akasha look, it would be that one. Just gorgeous. That's my girl. Survivors, let us know what your results were on Twitter or down in the DMs. But we're going to go ahead and take a walk on the boardwalk in Santa Carla in 1987's The Lost Boys.
Michael and Sam have just moved to Santa Carla, California. They're about to discover its secret.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
No. It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire.
So where are you? The flying nun?
I'm your brother, Sammy. Help me!
Stay back! Stay back!
What's happening to me, Star?
Get yourself a good sharp steak. Drive it right through his heart.
You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
When a vampire buys it, it's never a pretty sight.
Michael, they're coming! Oh,
So I didn't think the trailer was bad, but to be honest, I don't remember a lot of stuff from the trailer. Like, as in, I don't remember a lot of the stuff from the movie being in the trailer. Unless I'm tripping.
Yeah, I feel like everything it was literally just a bunch of cuts from the movie. I didn't see anything that wasn't included in the movie. They include some of the little one-liners, which I thought was cool because it lets you know that, yeah, it's a vampire movie, but there's some type of lightheartedness to it. Bless you.
I thought I was unmuted. Muted.
You were.
I was confused. Thank you. I liked the trailer. It was pretty typical. They gave the deaths, but it wasn't really, you knew what killed them. You just saw them die, like the folks in the car. Well, you knew they died.
Our movie starts at Santa Carla Pier, where a group of teens walk through a merry-go-round, and it isn't soon before one of them decides to flirt with a girl sitting next to her boyfriend, resulting in a little tussle, ending in the gang being kicked out of the park. As the park closes for the night, the same security guard who put them out of the park is attacked by an unseen force. I remember seeing this movie for the first time, and I love that obviously we don't see what happens to the security guard, but I think I like this even more because the camera isn't like a direct zoom. It's like very shaky. So you know it's like something, but you don't know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? I feel like that adds to it.
I gotta agree. I like the opening scene. It was fun, but I felt some type of way because he was just doing his job.
Yeah. And I also like that he put both parties out, not just the group of teens, but he also put like the guy and the girlfriend out too.
And I was like, so you just gonna off this man for doing his job on the boardwalk? Like, he wasn't discriminating. He wasn't like, cause y'all some wild teens, just get out. He was fair. He was equitable. And you still fucking flew off and killed him.
Dang, I ain't even think about that. I guess you're right. He was just doing his job.
Could have just killed the couple.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we now meet recently divorced mother Lucy Emerson and her two teenage sons, Michael and Sam, who are moving from Phoenix to settle down with their father in Santa Carla, a town in California plagued with gang activity, unexplained disappearances, and hella missing posters galore, and just happens to be the murder capital of the world. The family, y'all hear that? Not the town, the world anyway. The family arrives to find Grandpa laid out on the porch pretending to be dead. He then breaks character and invites his family in. As they settle into Grandpa's Texas Chainsaw Massacre aesthetic home, Sam is very disappointed at the lack of TV, especially since Grandpa got the nerve to have a whole TV Guide subscription.
Listen, I got several points I want to talk about with this one. First, the music really fit. I enjoyed the music so
I did
much.
too, Brittney. I think if it's like, because you see all the different people in the boardwalk, and I know you were saying earlier we wouldn't be in this, but I feel like we would have been on the boardwalk.
Well, no, but fuck, we wouldn't with a bitch trying to make out with a rat. We better not be on that goddamn boardwalk. That's what the fuck I know.
See them two dudes?
I seen them. There was two different scenes where there was the token nigga in there, but we should not have been on the boardwalk. Did you not see the bitch going, I'm holding up a rat while sticking out my tongue so you can
well,
get
that
a
wasn't
visual
us
effect.
though. We don't do that. That wasn't us.
that is I know, but we have no business there anyways. No, I'd have been like, is that a bitch with a rat? Okay, we need to leave.
Technically,
this isn't
if you
our crowd.
Get extra meta. I know this is daytime, but Adelaide and her mama and daddy was on the boardwalk later that night. So
I wouldn't have been there. Also, that fucking is it nothing legal.
I just
looking for a job. Ain't shit legal. You can get one, but it's not the legal ones.
Okay. First of all, I love Grandpa. Grandpa is funny as hell, and God bless people with this type of personality. Like, I want to be this funny when I get older, just having a good time. It reminds me.
Great.
I don't know if y'all know I be on TikTok too goddamn much, but I don't know if y'all seen the boy that be playing with the Nerf guns with his grandma, and they be running around the house shooting each other with Nerf guns. But when she gets shot, she be like, "Oh, you got me." And she legit be falling over the couch. This lady gotta be in her 90s. I don't know. She might be in her late 70s, 80s. I don't know how old she is, but she is this tiny little old white lady. And she be running around the house in her little soft shoes, shooting her grandson. Her grandson is like in his 20s or something like that. But it's super freaking cute. If I can find some videos, I'll put them in the show notes. But it is the cutest thing. But also, Grandpa, I knew I liked you for having the little Mary Jane plants outside. I'm like, I see you, friend. I'll be over there.
Grandpa was the shit, talking about damn TV guide. I'm like, you don't need TV. If you have the TV guide, you're slightly right, because I mean, you know everything that's on and what they're all about. Why you gotta watch it? It's
Do y'all
okay.
remember that? Like
yeah,
that,
you get hella descriptions in the TV guide. I used to pick up the TV guide to see what's happening in the soaps.
Like we got so lucky in the era we were born in, because we for real seen everything. Like, for real. And I say that a lot, but it just baffles me. Like, obviously we wasn't born in the 80s, but we definitely was around when TV Guide, the channel, and the booklet subscription was a thing. Last thing on Grandpa, funny. His two little braids in the back. I'm like, okay, Grandpa, I see you not letting them 2 strands of hair go. It's cute.
Let him have it. It's okay, because Grandpa was witty this whole motherfucking thing about that population problem. Had me hollering. I said, no. If all the dads stood up, we'd have one hell of a population problem. What?
Right. I would have looked at him like, now hold up. First of all, sir, relax. We only been here for like 20 minutes. Like, ooh.
Hell, he would try to warn him.
I mean, technically, I got thoughts about Grandpa. I got thoughts, but we'll get there when we get there. Later, the brothers head out to check out the town, and during a concert on the boardwalk, a beautiful young woman catches Michael's eye. Realizing she's being watched by him, the girl promptly starts the flirting game and disappears into the crowd along with a young boy. Michael, unable to take his eyes off her, begins to follow with Sam in tow. Meanwhile, Lucy is also exploring the nightlife, and she notices a missing poster being placed among all the other missing posters of the security guard we saw earlier, and she also finds a small lost boy crying. She takes him into the nearby video rental store where he is soon reunited with his mother. Lucy's kind and gentle manner is observed by the store owner, Max, who introduces himself before offering her a job working with him. First of all, let's rewind, because if y'all tell me y'all don't do this, I'm ending this call and we are not friends. I feel like everybody does this. You've been to a concert or at some event and you play this little flirting game. You catch somebody's eye and you're just trying to see if they're watching. Like, you know, you might get your little mysterious thing on, or like my favorite is when you at a concert and it's somebody you really like and you like, if I just act mysterious, like I don't care, maybe they'll catch me in the crowd and then I'm gonna end up backstage. I hate y'all for real. I really do. Y'all fucking lying. Y'all are fucking lying. Y'all really are. I can't stand y'all.
You know I've been to a concert before.
And I know, and the thing is, I know I'm not making this up because I seen this on TikTok before and everybody's like, I thought I was the only one. Like, no, bitch, I do it too. So y'all weird.
We know I'm weird. I mean, I've never been to a concert. I don't know what you want from me. I don't have
It
opportunities.
don't have to be a concert. It could be a public venue event. You ain't never seen somebody you was curious about, and you was like, I think they looking at me, but I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna keep looking.
I don't like making eye contact with people.
Busy.
It's weird.
It really is. I don't want you to stare into my eyes.
So yes, this has happened. However, I don't like eye contact. I just look at you once and I'm like, I ain't looking over you no more.
So Miss Jonne, in our younger years, when we would go to parties.
When we would go to parties, what would I do? I would start showing out. And then they make their way to me. I make myself the center of attention. I grab a girlfriend and I dance on her all seductively. Or if I have a guy friend that's there that I like dancing on, I'll dance on them all seductively to make them want to dance with me.
Not you being homegirl from Soul Survivors, Eliza Dushka's character. I don't remember any of their names, but not you being her.
That's me all the way. I don't like eye contact. I'll just act out. So, I was dating this dude. I don't know if he's ever gonna listen to this, but I was dating this dude and we met up at homecoming. It was a long distance relationship. We met up at homecoming and I had on this cute flapper type costume and I was like half naked, okay? And it was in the VIP section of like the Halloween event, because our homecoming used to be around Halloween almost every year. And I knew he was there and I knew he was watching me. Because you're like, you know how you talk to somebody, but you ain't really disclose that you talk to them. So you kind of just like act out because you know that they're watching you, but they can't really say nothing to you in public because nobody knows that y'all talking.
This is the same situation I just brought up, and y'all sat there and looked at me like I was a fucking alien with a sprout on my head. It is literally the same scenario, just different situation. Wow.
Anyways, I'm saying I got up and I started dancing to draw attention to myself.
Because you knew he was watching you.
Yeah. But I knew him. And that's what I mean by being flirtatious. That's what I mean by I'll be the center of attention. I ain't gonna act like, oh no, do you see me? No, I'm gonna go out and be the center of attention. Because I'm gonna make sure you see me.
Different scenario, same situation. You know what? Y'all are the weirdos, mister. I'm sick of it. Anyway, this is where we first see Maria, who I mentioned earlier, who had all her scene cuts. She works at the desk of the video store. Once we get into some more movies she's in, you guys will be like, oh, that's her. But yeah, you could also, clear as day, see a copy of The Goonies just chilling in the video store, and Once Bitten, which I mentioned earlier because I don't know where, but allegedly Jim Carrey was supposed to be in this bitch. But back at the boardwalk, Michael is still following the mysterious girl with a reluctant Sam trailing not too far behind. After Michael queries if Sam has nothing better to do, Sam's eyes light up as he sees a comic book store and leaves Michael to continue his pursuit. Unfortunately, Michael's pursuit is in vain when he finally catches up to the mysterious girl and he sees her climbing onto the back of a motorcycle with the leader of a local gang. At the comic book store, Sam notices that he's being watched and meets the Frog brothers, Edgar and Allan, obviously a play on Edgar Allan Poe, sons of tripped out store owners. And let me tell you something, these parents, I didn't even realize them was the parents. I thought them was just some people that just fell asleep in the store. I was lost.
Yeah, I thought those were just people that were just high on the boardwalk.
Like they just said, oh, this is a nice little store. Let's just fall asleep in here. The two are clearly unimpressed with Sam's fashion and enthusiasm for Batman and Superman comics and advise him to read something a little darker, handing him a copy of Vampires Everywhere. Sam snugs it, stating he doesn't like horror comics, but the brothers insist he takes it and that it could save his life.
The way Corey Feldman was talking in the movie at the beginning of this movie was so strange to me. Like coming off of seeing him as mouth to this, I was like, why are you talking like that?
I can see that. Actually, it was Joel Schumacher's idea. So both of the brothers, he had them watch Rambo movies and Chuck Norris movies, and he was like, I want y'all to act like y'all Marines, like just that serious. It was I can't think of any of his lines right now, but he was like, so you think you know about Santa Carla? I'm like, where is this deep ass voice coming from?
That's what I'm just like, what is this? Why are you talking like this?
This is also where we see the same couple from the opening scene plotting outside of the comic book store, and then they just like steal the shit out front. This is why we can't have nice stuff in America. Like shit like this. Anytime I see people that have stuff outside on display, I'm like, do you have somebody sit there and watch it, or do you really just have faith in America specifically? I'm calling us out because we ain't shit.
I mean, what about all the plants and stuff that be just outside of Walmart?
Yeah, I mean, all of that. Like, I'm sure all people be snatching that stuff. I am 100%
People be
certain
stealing.
that people be stealing that stuff.
They be stealing like a motherfucker. Snatch and grab. That's all. I want to point out.
Go ahead.
Star had hair. Star got hair like Michelle. Michelle, I seen her and I was like, oh, look at that hair. That looks just like Michelle's. And that's exactly what I thought with her. Also, oh, buddy, 1, you don't chase shooting stars. 2, where the fuck is your brother gonna go? You're both new here. Y'all ain't even been here 24 hours talking about he got something better to do. You don't treat that baby like that.
I'm also irritated with the way these people just get snatched out the sky, like, or snatched into the sky. Like, it reminds me of getting abducted by aliens, not snatched by vampires.
Well, I mean, like, when you think about it, these vampires are very different from the traditional ones, and they have like bat-like feet. So I'm imagining that they grabbing them with their feet and just whisking them into the air as they fly away. But I love it, like, especially because this couple, that same couple that we seen in the beginning, is the same couple that steals the comic books, and we see them a little bit later parked a little ways from the boardwalk, and they get attacked. And I'm just like, well, bitch, that's what you get. You had what, like 2 strikes, 3 strikes? That's what you get. Snatched.
Oh, girl slapped the fuck out that man. I was like, damn, not you getting slapped the fuck up right before, literally like before you die. That's fucked up shit. Cause she trying to read a comic.
I guess it must have been a good comic, because I like, first of all, y'all parked over at this. You had all that time and you ain't read that comic. I mean, I'm pretty sure it ain't like super, super long, but I'm like, you could have put it down for 2 seconds, but.
Also, I just want to point out, you could tell that these were teenagers because they really like drive-through meals. Because every meal we seen these motherfuckers have, they swooped and got that bitch, and they was all by the cars. Besides the later one, all the other ones drive through like a motherfucker. They just swoop and go.
Snatch and go. Gotta run. Gotta blast. The next morning, Grandpa is on with his usual shenanigans, but this leads to Sam returning to the comic book store. And once again, the Frog Brothers try to hand him another horror comic, this one called Destroy All Vampires, claiming that it should be used as a survival guide. The same night, Michael finally learns that the mysterious girl's name is Star. As they're about to leave the boardwalk together, the motorcycle gang reappear, and the leader, David, calls Star on his bike and challenges Michael, but Michael ain't on that type of time because he know damn well he not about to beat their bikes. Like, do you see the difference? You see it. David says, you don't have to beat me, Michael. You just have to try and keep up. And Michael follows them to the sea cliffs where his bike nearly goes off the edge. He angrily punches the shit out of David, who merely asks how far he's willing to go. Michael finds himself invited to the gang's lair, complete with 3 other members, Dwayne, Paul, and Marco. Their home turns out to be remnants of an old hotel that collapsed during an earthquake in 1906. I know you were talking about Star earlier, and I didn't get to say this, but I love Star. That's just my type of girl. Like, she reminds me of, John ain't seen this movie yet, but she reminds me of Clarissa from Society, the dark-haired girl. That
she does remind me of her, now that you say that.
Like, I was just like, that's I love that look. That look is just so cute to me. But also, this whole motorcycle scene is so intense. I like the way it's shot. I like that obviously it's because of the budget. It's no studio lighting. You know how a lot of stuff, like when they shoot night scenes, you can tell clearly it's not all shot at night because it's way too bright, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know what bothered me about the chase scene? I was like, why the fuck? Well, I don't know if it's considered a chase, but the follow me tag scene.
Mm-hmm.
What? You don't have to be cool. You don't have to be like this. Why the fuck are you doing this? Why you want to be down that bad? You gonna risk your
because he want that bitch. And I don't trust her.
That bitch ain't your bitch, dog.
I ain't trust her.
It ain't David bitch either.
And I'm gonna talk about this little dynamic a little later because that shit pissed me off. I know it's the 80s and I know they do this, but what the fuck? Like it didn't even fit. That's later.
You guys know that Kiefer Sutherland actually broke his wrist during this scene because once again, they didn't have no stunt doubles. And well, they had a few, but they didn't have that many. And Kiefer was like, no, I know how to ride bikes. I do this, I could do this. But he ended up breaking his wrist. And that's why we see him wearing black gloves from the next point on to the end of the movie. So he can like hide the cast to cover it up. But also I love that Michael was ready to square up. He was like, you, just you, not the rest of y'all. Y'all better not jump in. Let's fight. But David
I don't know
like,
why he wanted to fight. It was his own fucking fault.
I mean, I'm just glad he skirted off at the right moment because I was like, ooh, shit, that would have been so bad.
Booba Gaba, one of us.
This is also where we get a little scene of Lucy tucking away Sam. But the best part of it is Grandpa coming in, dropping off the little taxidermy beaver. I'm open for all people's hobbies, but I'm good. I'm really good on that, Grandpa. And it was so funny that Sam just threw it in the closet. Like at first he was letting it sit there, but he was like, you know what? This shit is weird. Let's just get this in the closet because no.
I like stuffed animals. I would not like those stuffed animals. There's a difference. I have morals, I have gumption, I have fucking requirements, and I'm not gonna keep no dead ass pet right near me when I go to sleep. It'd have been right there with the closet monster. I'm with him.
I mean, I believe that too. They even bring that up in this movie. Like, I believe the closet monster. I learned that in Japan, apparently there's some bitch that be licking the bathroom floor, and I'm not excited about that. Yeah, just no. I'm good on all types of doors being open. When I go to sleep at night, I make sure all these.
I'm sorry, looks the bathroom floor.
I don't know nothing about that girl. I was just told this by some friends out here. Apparently, there'll be this girl. I'm surprised Brittney don't know about it, but it'd be this girl that be licking the fucking bathroom floors if you do something. I don't know the whole lore, and I feel like I'm being disrespectful by talking about it like this. But
what does licking the bathroom floors have to do?
I don't know. She might come lick your ass when you come in there. I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's the part that confuses me because most lores, if they're trying to scare a child, like.
I don't think it's to scare a child. I think it's to scare us.
but I just want to know what the purpose of licking the floors is for. Like what? Like
surprisingly, I haven't heard of that one. Not licking the floor. I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna make light of it because them little foreign demons and shit, foreign demons and ghosts, you don't fuck with them.
Why the fuck did I look this up? Why did I look this up? Why did I look this up? Now I gotta tell y'all, since I saw it, y'all gotta see it, okay?
Okay.
Oh gosh, why did I look this up? Okay.
I'm ready.
So it's called akaname, meaning filth liquor. And they're stated to lick the filth that collects in bathtubs and bathrooms. Oh my God. Why do I have to be in Japan reading this right now? Oh my gosh. Okay.
So basically it's an incentive to clean.
Since it's considered to be an unsettling encounter, it is said that people worked hard to ensure that the bath places and bathtub are washed and clean so that the akaname wouldn't come.
See? An incentive to clean.
Oh, I get what you mean. I thought you meant for the economy, not us.
No, us, an incentive to clean.
Oh my gosh.
So if you don't clean the bathroom, that thing gonna come and lick the floors, and then you gotta see it. That's
Well,
exactly, it's in the sense of the queen.
well, let's just, I'm black, so today was Sunday. You already know what we was doing. And yeah, no, absolutely not. Ugh. Okay, let's get away from here. Oh, the Pokemon Lickitung is based off of this. Okay, that makes me feel better.
God damn.
That makes me feel better because I thought Lickitung was kind of cool. It is at their lair where they lead Michael through an unsettling initiation involving mind games with his Chinese takeout and takes him. It is at their lair where they lead Michael through an unsettling initiation involving mind games with his Chinese takeout, making him see things that aren't there. David offers Michael a drink from what looks like a wine bottle, and not wanting to fall for the trick again, he accepts and takes the drink, ignoring Star's efforts to warn him that it is in fact blood. As cry, sister. I cannot believe we ain't even brought that up not fucking once. When we started today, y'all, I forced Jonne and Brittney to listen to that as holding music as we got our shit together. I love that song. Anyway, it sets the mood as Michael continues to indulge in drinking the Kool-Aid through his initiation into the gang.
So does it not taste like blood?
I mean, I guess not at that point. He was hypnotized, probably. He probably couldn't taste that. The gang, you acting like you don't know vampires. You know what they be doing. The gang then takes Michael out to a railroad track across a foggy gorge. One by one, the group jumps off the tracks and out of sight. A scared Michael realizes that they're actually hanging from exposed reinforcement bars. They talk him into joining them under the tracks, and as a train roars overhead, the reinforcement bars shake, and one by one, the members of the gang fall into the fog. But they don't die. Michael can hear them hyping him up to also fall, and unable to lift himself up and hold on any longer, Michael falls in as well. He wakes up in his bed the next morning with no idea how he made it home. Let's talk about this lair scene for a little bit. First things first, since I just did this spiel on Japanese culture, I learned that in both Chinese and Japanese, I actually learned this at dinner, and then I confirmed it when I was doing research. You're not supposed to serve people with chopsticks like in the food. You know how sometimes in America we'll give people stuff, we'll put the fork in it. You're not supposed to do that because apparently that's somebody like basically like just die. Like wishing death upon the person that you give it to.
That makes sense.
Oh, damn. That does make sense. I know you're not supposed to do it. I didn't know why.
Well, no, that doesn't come from that. I was about to say, is that the stick a fork in it, you're done? No, that's like when something is cooked and it's done. Never mind. Always trying to reach. I love the lighting in this cave, especially how David has his own little spotlight. So it just kind of, because I feel like if this scene wasn't lit that way, I don't think it would have looked as good. The scenes where David is playing mind games, making him see like maggots and worms, they had to have actual maggot and worm wranglers on set because that's a thing. And the way that they got them to wiggle around was by squeezing lemon juice on top of them.
There are worm
So is that
wranglers?
not harmful to them because of the acid?
Look, that's not my ministry. I don't know. They got them to move.
Interesting.
Also, Michael, sir, I know you just had a long night, but get your damn shoes off the bed. And then you got your shoes where you put your head on your pillows. Them dirty ass, I don't think them was forces. I don't know what them was, but they was dirty as fuck. And you had them just all on the bed like that. Like, geez. From then on, Michael begins to act strangely, sleeping all day and only going out at night, which is duly noted by Sam and Lucy. Grandpa leaves for a date with Widow Johnson after wiping his face with Windex as aftershave. Shortly after he leaves, lights illuminate the home as revving engines, laughter, and Michael's name can be heard echoing. Going for a drink of milk out of the carton, Michael gets an intense fiending sensation, leading him upstairs where Sam is bathing After Sam's dog Nanook attacks Michael, Sam accuses him of being a creature of the night, just like out of the horror comics the Frog Brothers gave him. Pointing out his lack of reflection in the mirror, my own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. You wait till mine finds out, buddy. Sam calls the Frog Brothers, who advises him that his brother is only a half vampire until he makes his first kill, and that in order to save him, he needs to kill the head vampire. And in the meantime, he needs to protect himself. During this, Michael starts just levitating all over the damn house and almost gets swept out of the window. And while on a date, Lucy calls to check in on the boys, but Sam answers and is freaked out once he sees Michael flying outside. He finally helps his brother, and Michael tells him it's important that they stick together and do not tell mom shit. Okay?
My first off, don't be a jerk to grandpa, okay? That was not okay with me. You gonna ask him, what the fuck you giving her stuff? Mr. Johnson, nigga, fuck you. That's so mean.
When I first watched this, that joke went right over my head. And it wasn't until, like, I think when I watched it with A Nightmare on Field Street that I actually caught it and understood what that meant. I was like, oh, damn, Michael. My mama would have popped me in the mouth low key.
That shit was not okay. Second, Nanook, I love you, baby. You protect your owner. And I always think it's funny how dogs do that. So even though there's multiple people in a household, they kind of pick one.
No, that's true.
That's the motherfucker who they belong to. It doesn't matter that everybody in the house feeds them. Everybody else in the house takes care of them. It's that one motherfucker that dog fuck with the most.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell. Like, I swear up and down that Maslow's favorite person is me, but it could be his daddy, honestly, because he loved to go sit under Jose all the fucking time. But then I'm reminded of it that he fuck with me the most because if I take my ass outside, that nigga lose his shit. Like one time I left him in the house and I went outside to do something. He was in there barking for days. Not literally days, but he was like, literally, he was in the house with Jose. I went outside, would not stop barking until I came back in and let him go out with me. Fucking brat.
My sister's dog, who she recently put down, Fifi girl, we love you. They've had that dog for like a long time. And my nephew, KD, is the one that she protects. Like, Fifi was sick with it because Kadar would be, his name is Kadar, we call him KD. He would be sitting on his bed or laying on his bed on his phone. You come in the room, Fifi ass would shoot from under the bed and start barking at you. I'm like, bitch, where the fuck did you come from? Like, goddamn, like, you're not even just sitting at the bed. You under there, trained to go, ready to kill. It's just too much. But I also love that she used to follow my sister around. Wherever my sister went, my sister came in the room and left, Fifi was going to follow her. It was the cutest thing. I loved it. I miss Fifi. That's my girl. How would y'all react if you seen one of our reflections with Spaden?
How did that happen? Can you bring me?
I'm calling the people.
Oh,
it low key.
I'm trying to join.
I think I feel like Sam was a little bit too calm. I'm like, this ain't no funhouse mirror, baby boy. But it also gave me Death by Temptation vibes. I feel like that would have been more of my reaction. I probably would have been a little bit shook. But also I would have been trying to distance myself a little bit.
Right. I would have been like, yeah, I'll be back. And I'm going to call the people.
Oh, damn. Y'all really? So I'm the only one I hear like, oh, so you turned into a vampire? Shit. Bring me to the crew because we need to talk. I ain't
trying to look like these vampires.
Y'all are being like, they don't even look bad. I feel like they look better than Twilight vampires. They look better than, I don't know, no other vampire shows. But
I don't like their vampire form. That's what I mean by I ain't trying to look like these vampires.
I wish we could have seen a female vampire because I wonder would it have been as I feel like it would have been more feminine. I feel like
because it gives me that their vampire transformation. I know we haven't gotten there yet, but it reminds me of how the vampires transformed in Buffy, and I did never like their vampire transformation in Buffy either, or Angel. I hated Angel's face, and I love Angel, but I hated his vampire face.
I actually liked it, and maybe that's what it is because I like their look too. I don't know because like Twilight, I'm just like, you.
Why I gotta look scrunched up like that?
I just feel like it's bone structure. That's all. I don't know. I don't know. I'm into it.
I mean, just think of it this way. I think I treat this the exact same way that I treat my succubus form. Anybody who sees it gotta die. And I'm okay with that.
You said form. I thought you said succubus porn. I was like, wait a minute.
Jonne was about to say, send me the link.
This is a thing.
Also, excuse me, Sam, what was this finger cross about to do? What was this about to do for you, honey?
Actually, he do it so fucking much in the movie. It's hilarious. Every time he gets scared about something, he finger cross it out. I'm like, baby, what the fuck?
I'm glad you caught that because I kept catching it. And I'm like, Sam, put your fingers down. It's not about to help you.
When he was in the big coffin, he did that shit. He was like, finger cross. I'm like, baby, that's not gonna help you.
I'm like,
this
you need to help yourself
not.
get out of this game. Whole time you just doing this like that's really gonna stop something. That's not about to do nothing. Okay. Also, I just love how they make sure we saw Laddie's little cute face on this milk carton. I said, damn, y'all hold that shot for a real long time. But then the garlic necklace.
They wanted to make sure you got it.
They
Like,
said, yes.
That's Laddie.
Okay. And because it was tripping me out because when we seen that one and we seen the other police officer, it made me start looking at other missing posters because I was trying to see if you would see any of the actual Lost Boys on there, but I didn't clock any of them. If it is a thing, I didn't clock any, but I was just curious, like if you can see like how long they have been missing or, you know.
One thing I forgot to mention that I really just had, how the fuck do you fall, pause, and then keep falling? That shit was hilarious as fuck to me. On the bridge, when he was holding on, like he fell and was like, and then he just stopped. And it was like a pause moment. He was like, I'm gonna think about falling a little bit more. Like they caught him or some shit and like, and then dropped his ass. That shit was funny as fuck to me. I said, how the fuck you have a falling intermission?
I was thinking maybe he was in his head. You know how sometimes when shit happens to you, shit just moves slow. Maybe that was one of them moments. I don't.
He literally froze though. It was literally like he was like, I'm all right. Let me just check, make sure everything's still here. All right, ready, set, go. That shit was funny to me.
I also like the part where Sam is clearly freaked out and he wants to go sleep with his mom, but he has that big ass garlic necklace on. She's like, woo. I'm like, sis, like, I would have clearly known. Like, that got to be some strong ass garlic. Like,
I love garlic.
What else would it be? Michael returns to the lair looking for answers. Instead, he gets to do the nasty with Star as a cry. Sister plays in the back. Post nasty. Michael,
I shall not kill.
Let me tell y'all something. Every time I hear that song and I'm so mad, I don't have one in Japan, but I feel like I just need to get a lighter and I just need to sway back and forth. Y'all know that meme of that baby that be in church with his eyes closed, just waving his hands back and forth? That'd be me when this song come on. Live it, learn it, love it.
You know what? I had a problem with this scene. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this shit out now.
Yes,
why
go
the
ahead.
fuck?
Why?
Well, listen, this makes no fucking sense. This man is literally having an existential crisis. He's turning into a fucking vampire, and all of a sudden, I can't tell you, Michael. You know what? Let's fuck.
Okay.
What?
No, but for real, like I understand. I feel you because yes, that's gonna make us all feel better. But not. It's time and place. Time and place.
And first of all, Laddie right there.
Laddie is right there. Laddie is tucked away right there, in like literally feet away from you.
So the baby gonna watch y'all fuck. Step one. Step two. You said fuck. What's going on with you? The fact that she's with somebody else. And this somebody else don't turn you into a fucking vampire. And you're just gonna toss all that to the side to get you a little pussy. What? What's happening here?
Laddie gotta smell y'all sex air, breathe in y'all sex air while he's sleeping. That's uncouth.
I just don't I don't get it. Like that made
I don't
no
get it
sense. I
either.
get it's the 80s and they be trying to either throw a titty or a sex scene in everywhere, but this really shouldn't have happened at all. This girl was a hostage technically, and you literally just go, let's just fuck it out. We ain't answering shit for y'all.
Nope.
Not a goddamn thing. And him and Grandpa both come in after having a good night. I'm like, what the fuck? I can get Grandpa. I understand him.
I got some cutty last night.
I can understand him. He done brought the Widow Johnson all these little stuffed animals and shit. That dog was fire as fuck sitting in that passenger
First of all,
seat.
that dog looked like the same dog from Dolls. No, not Dolls, Puppet Master. It looked like that same damn dog.
Yeah, was it not?
It probably was. I wouldn't be surprised if they was
passed
like
that bitch around set.
Because now I want to know, Survivor, somebody go look and let us know, like, is this the same company? I don't feel like looking right now because we on a roll. But I would not be surprised if you told me that was the same prop dog. Like
just like Tyler Perry wigs, and bitches get passed around, and that's why the dog was there. And it was cute just riding in the passenger seat.
Can you imagine riding up next to Grandpa? You'd be like, oh, look at the doggy. And then you're like, damn, that dog kind of well behaved. It ain't moving. The door all out. Damn. And then you realize it's a fake dog.
No, it's a real dog. It's just dead.
Okay.
Motherfucker ain't moved none. I'm like, ain't the wind getting in your eyes, sweetie?
Also, I love when Michael comes back home and his mom is like sitting in like that sunroom area. This is what I want. Like how Jody mama had the tomato garden and she was living her best life. I want something like this. Just a sunroom filled with flowers. Just, boom, boom, boom. But Michael was like, I ain't trying to talk, sis. I got shit going on. I know you trying to be a mom and stuff, but this some other shit. I'm telling you, like, this ain't what you want.
I appreciate the fact she loved her son. Like she really wanted to sit down and talk to him.
I mean, I really like her character in general. I do agree with you. I feel like sometimes, protective mother, and that's what Max was calling her. But I definitely agree with you. Like, it wasn't like she was completely ditching her sons for some dick.
No, and you know what? Honestly, generous natures get you fucked up, and that's what the moral of this story is. Will almost get you fucked up. But she was cool. She was a good mama. Like every time she wasn't like the mamas in all the other movies when your kid sitting there calling you like something wrong. You like, I deal with it when I get home. Every time the motherfucker said something to her, she come running.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
I'm like, damn, you really love your kids, huh? Even when your son acting the ass and you like, it could be hormones or it could be something else. She's like, you know what? Come sit down and talk to me.
Right.
Aren't we friends? First of all, my mama would have told me quickly, I'm not your friend. But I appreciate the fact she took that approach. Because sometimes you got to realize, you got to give your kids agency and you got to come at them like their friend. Because if you don't, you're never going to find out shit.
Okay. Sam draws the conclusion that Lucy's boss, Max, must be the head vampire since he only comes into the video store at night, and that his dog Thorn attacked his mother just like the hounds of hell when she went to drop off a bottle of wine to Max after running out on him on their date the night before. That night, Lucy invites Max over to dinner, and Max meets Michael at the door and formally asks to come in, as Michael is the man of the house, really is grandpa, but okay, keep going. Anyway, Michael heading out allows it, and the trio, Sam, Edgar, and Alan, sees the opportunity to put Max through the wire. Max passes the test, and the boys agree that he is not a vampire. So first of all, it's grandpa for me. Soon as Max came in, grandpa looked at him like, something ain't right about this dude, and he just like goes back into his little office. But I'm not gonna hold you. The first time I watched this, it made me suspicious of grandpa a little bit, just a little bit. But also I was counting in other factors that I was like, no, maybe not. Did any of y'all get those vibes?
I thought grandpa knew some shit. Like when I was looking, I'm like, he knows something. Because every time something suspicious happened, he's like, all right. Okay, like he won't let them sort it out themselves. Like, okay, they got to get the lay of the land. Right. But he know more than he let on.
Mhm.
Every time something happens, he's like, creep out. Okay, y'all are straight. So whatever you going through, it ain't life or death. I'm gonna let y'all handle it. Creep the fuck on back out.
So the first thing is we all know that vampires don't like garlic. So they offer him Parmesan cheese, but it turns out that it is a fucking whole thing of garlic. And my thing is like, y'all are so obvious this entire time. Y'all not trying to have any type of discretion, any type of let's keep our composure together. Edgar was literally looking at him like this the whole time. Is it working? You're sitting right to this man's right. Be cool, please.
Fuck being cool. We got a vampire to kill.
Or even when they like splash the holy water on him and they're like, does it burn? He was like, why the fuck would it burn? What are you talking about?
No, the one that killed me is when they got the lights, and then they standing in front of this nigga with the mirror. Like, they literally like right there in the nigga
He's
face.
like, oh.
that shit was so funny to me.
So earlier in the movie, we see Michael put out a candle with his fingers. So they had Jameson Newlander, who plays Alan, do the same thing, but no one told him that his fingers had to be wet. So he just touched the flame and burnt the fuck out of his fingers. But the thing is, they had to have him do the shot again, and he was so scared to do it. I'm like, yeah, I'd be scared too, dude. Even if my fingers was wet, I'd be, ugh.
They be setting these actors up.
I do like putting out like candles when you with wet fingers. It makes me feel like I'm mythological. I'm not. I'm just a fucking human, unfortunately. But still.
I tried that before and I got scared. I punked out. I've burned myself too many times. Like I'm dang near Freddy when it come to fire. I'm gonna freak out.
No, I ain't learned my lesson yet, and I don't have first, second, and third degree burns, permanent scars from them. And I still be like, is that fire? Is this something hot? Is that flame? Hey, friend, coming in like thick Jesus.
Oh my God.
I love fire.
I know you got that, Coco and Donnell. I know you got it.
Hey, let me skip on through. I hate us for real. I really do. Meanwhile, David has decided that initiation is over and brings Michael along with him in the gang. They post up in a tree, and moments later, a horrified Michael watches as the gang feast on a group of surfers at a bonfire party. Michael again feels the urge, but is fighting it. David explains that he is one of them and he must feed. Michael refuses and leaves, and Star follows him to his home to try to explain that Michael is only a halfie. You're not a full vampire, baby. You're just a halfie, like her and Laddie. She also tells Michael that he was supposed to be her first kill, but she couldn't do it because she liked him. Angry, Michael shuns her while a frantic Sam calls the Frog Brothers for help. They determine that David must be the head vampire, and they head out to the lair in Grandpa's car as Grandpa just watches them drive away while he's putting wooden stakes around the house. First of all, I love that they kill these surfers to walk this way. That is my shit, okay? Like my rookie season on Redskins, I'm gonna forever call it Redskins Fight Me. We dance to that song, and to this day, that song makes me feel away. So just watching these people get ripped the fuck up to this song, and I know that y'all don't like it, but I'm a gush. I think their look looks so good, especially completed with the context and just the lighting, like that orangish lighting from the fire just makes it look so much more than it already is. Like even when Marco was hanging upside down, and he's like, hi, Michael. And you just see like his fangs and all of that. And like, I feel like their faces meshed really well with the effects. Like they knew exactly what to do with that. And it just, Dwayne is still my favorite, but I loved every second of this scene, them ripping those people apart, throwing them in the fire. But I do have a problem here. We already seen the guy with the gray patch in his hair get killed. Why is he in this scene getting killed again?
Budgetary constraints.
I'm like, did y'all forget y'all killed him already? Because
First of all, I have another problem with this. The headliner wasn't as oily, and that doesn't sit right with me. They should have applied a fresh coat of baby oil, so that way he could have really glowed like he was doing on the stage. I just really think they should have fixed that.
The who?
That's just a me thing. The nigga from the headlining when he was singing in the beginning.
Oh, you talking you girl? You went all the way back. I'm like, who?
But he was one of the ones they killed at the bonfire, and I think they should have really oiled his ass down.
Wait, what? Go back. What? I did not see that.
Yeah, if I'm thinking correctly, he was the nigga that was singing at the beginning when they first got to town and shit. And they like a little mosh pit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Mm-hmm. He was one of the ones they killed.
Now I want to go back and see. I missed that. I did not see that at all. See now, but see, are you sure? Because he got a whole spinoff.
I really want to say that was that nigga.
I want to go back because how they bring him back if he died? Because he got a whole spinoff. Because no, that can't be him because he has a whole spinoff to where he's actually like a guardian of these bitches to ward them away. That can't be him. I gotta look.
The children?
No, the
Lost Boys.
No, opposite way. Like he wards away the vampires.
No, that nigga died.
What up, y'all? Y'all knew I was going to go back. I was going to check. I even looked at the wiki just to figure out because I needed to know. No, Brittney, that was not the saxophone man that was in that scene. Yeah, back to the show. That wasn't him. I like the scene where Star shows up at the house and fucking Sam is hiding under the covers but co-signing the entire conversation.
This nigga killed me when he was like, and don't you say she's still a good person. I was fucking hollering.
I'm like,
you know, folks be doing that shit. They be overlooking people's bad qualities, talking about she's still a good person. Bitch, that's a vampire. She's not, don't excuse this shit. She's one of them. Look at me. She don't hop in. And first of all, continuity issue. How the fuck she get in the house?
She flew.
She shouldn't have got in the house though. A vampire is not allowed in your house without permission.
Oh, you're supposed to.
But she's a halfie.
Yeah, she a half. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that just kind of bothered me. She didn't get permission. Even if she's a halfie, like maybe she shouldn't be like halfway in.
Because I know she asked. She was like, "Can I come in?" She did ask, but I don't think Michael because Michael's mad. So I don't think he said anything. But she just popped up there.
So no. That was the issue. Like he should have said yes verbally for her to come in that house. Because that should have been an effect or something. Because they still sleep in the daytime. They can be out in the sun, but it still exhausts them. So the math wasn't mathing.
I didn't even collect that, but I'm gonna go with my halfie theory on that one. I'm not sure, but I do want to clock this though. This confuses me a little bit because Star says that Michael was supposed to be her first kill for her to be a full vampire. But later on in the movie, we find out that Max wanted to turn Michael and Sam so that way Lucy would have no choice but to, be together. So which one is it? Because if Michael dead, how was that going to work?
That's why they weren't mad that she didn't turn him. So it's like David was hiding Max's identity,
right?
Which is why he probably stopped her from actually killing him. So if you think about when they first went away, so when she hopped on the back of that let me get through my theory. When she hopped on the back of that motorcycle, I think she was gonna go and kill him. And that's when the rest of the Lost Boys swooped in and David was like, yeah, no, you come over here, get on my motorcycle. Let's go for a little fun joyride.
Got you. Because she says I didn't do it. She says I didn't do it because I liked you. So that's why I'm like.
Yeah, I think she was lying. She didn't do it because David stopped her. And that's why when Max, we're in spoiler territory anyway. That's why when Max was introduced as the head vampire, she was like, that's who David was protecting.
Yeah, I was just like, I just want to know.
He was calling the shots, calling the rules.
Once they arrive, Sam and Michael debate on if Sam should join them down in the lair. With all four joining, Edgar threatens Michael, saying that if he vents out, then he's trained to go and anybody can get it. Down in the lair, Star almost gets it, but is saved by Michael when she says, take Laddie first. Michael takes the weekend Star and Laddie while the trio explore the lair looking for the vampire nest. Finding them hanging upside down like bats, Edgar is unsure of which of the vampires is David and stakes Marco first, which makes him shriek in terror and spew blood, awakening the others. The trio make their escape with Michael, Star, and Laddie passed out in the backseat of Grandpa's car. Though they know that they don't have much time until sundown, when they're sure that the vampires will make their attack, they return to the Emerson house as the Halfies get weaker and weaker, and Sam and the Frog brothers booty chat the house. While they're still setting up, Edgar tells them that no two bloodsuckers are going to go out the same way, but one thing's for certain, they're going to try to take your ass with them.
I just want to point out that shit was funny as fuck when they were calling for the brother. Michael, start your car. And this nigga is passed the fuck out in the back seat.
He
this
weak.
Nigga is sleep.
And he
I know, it was
weak.
just funny. It was so funny to me.
It was once again the damn finger crosses. I'm like, help them help you get out of this lair. Them finger crosses ain't mean shit to David, okay?
He was helping, okay? That shit was funny as fuck. He had that motherfucker by the ankle, trying to yank that bitch back in. All you see, finger cross. The power of the finger cross. And I'm like, baby, that ain't doing shit. You see, he's still yanking that ass back down. But
literally.
He had what he had, and that's all he knew. It was funny to me.
Also love when his David's hand touches the light, it catches on fire. That was practical. Literally, probably like 94% of this movie is all practical effect. And y'all know me, deaf to CGI, because goddamn. But anyway, I love that the contexts that they're wearing, they're similar to the ones like in Evil Dead. So when David gets burned and you see that tear roll down his eyes, that wasn't like, obviously it wasn't fake, but that was from the context because they were literally irritating his eyes. But let's rewind it a little bit. Let's rewind. Jonne, the survivors are dying to know because, you be getting their goat with this. How'd you feel about the blood?
Let me tell you, I don't know what I thought the blood was at first, because when I say it's been a trying ass couple of days, and I watched this movie the first time when I was like half asleep. And so, you know me, I be falling asleep on movies sometimes. I woke up and I saw the blood gushing, and I thought it was like mud or something because I knew they were in a layer. So I thought that they were getting like covered by mud at first. But then when I realized it was blood, then I was like, that don't look like blood. That still looks
Girl,
like
it is no
like
satisfying you when it comes to blood. I'm just gonna point that out. Either it's too red or it's too dark. Like, we don't know what type of blood you like at all. Like, that was literally asked by a few survivors. They wanted to know what you thought about this blood. And there you go, y'all. Now y'all know.
I didn't think it was blood ever.
So what type of blood do you want to see? Because we all confused. Because I feel like we've literally seen all types of blood. And every time you like, I don't like it.
I haven't complained about some blood. I don't remember which one I haven't complained about. But y'all
we
know
don't either.
When they look red like paint, I complain.
Okay, but in A Nightmare on Elm Street, it wasn't red like paint. It was dark and you ain't like it. And this one is dark with glitter in it. You don't like it. You ain't like the glitter blood?
You see, this is where I got confused. I was like, why are they covered in glitter? Then I realized their blood is glitter. What is this?
Because they wanted it to look a little bit different. So they was like, well, let's add glitter in it, but also make it thick because, blood coagulates when it leaves the body. And a lot of horror movies just let blood just spill out on the ground. It just be pools and pools. So they wanted it to look thick. Yeah. So that's where the glitter came from.
I was so confused. Why are they covering blood? But I can't think of a movie where the blood, I actually liked it. I mean,
we can't either.
I mean, but it's none that we've covered. It's like movies that are coming out like in today's age that I'm like, okay.
I don't think you like the Blood and X.
I never said I didn't like the Blood and X.
That's why I'm like, I don't think you did. I don't know. I can't remember.
I never said anything about the Blood and X.
I should have asked. The last thing from this scene, if you be out in these horror streets watching this movie, specifically this part gonna F you up a little bit because David says, "You're dead meat." And I was like, James? Oh my God, I knew that was gonna go over both of y'all heads. I just knew it. I knew it. You know what? We are moving on.
No, it didn't go over my head. I just really missed that part of the movie where he said you're dead meat. So that's why I'm just like, okay.
I need you to not fall asleep during the movies, okay? I'm gonna need you to get it together and not fall asleep when we have reviews. Also, the trio, the Frog Brothers and Sam and them interrupting the christening. I don't know if y'all saw the baby's reaction. The baby's reaction is what killed me. When they leave out, the baby was like,
Jose's reaction to that part was so fucking funny. He was like, just ignore them. They're heathens, y'all.
It's okay. I mean, at least they coming in to get some holy water. They could be, I don't know. This is the Antichrist. Like, I don't know what they could have been doing. I would appreciate you coming to get some holy water. That night, with Lucy out on a date with Max and Grandpa out visiting the widow Johnson, they prepare for a retaliatory attack. Sure enough, when sundown comes, the vampires are on that ass and on the way to the Emerson house. Upstairs, the Frog Brothers decide to kill Star and Laddie, who run in fear for their life. The Frog Brothers chase them until Paul, who was hiding behind a door, pops out and chases the Frog Brothers into the bathroom, where Nanook knocks Paul into a bathtub full of holy water and garlic, causing all of the pipes in the house to back up as his body burns in the waters. Dwayne comes busting through the fireplace, but Sam is able to shoot him with holy water from a little water gun, then attempts to shoot him through the heart with an arrow, missing the first time, but the second one sends him flying into the stereo, electrifying him. As the Frog Brothers and Sam regroup upstairs and discuss their kills, Laddie is slowly turning into one of them. He pops out through the bed like he is Freddy in the Nightmare on Elm Street and runs into the corner, ready to defend himself. As the Frog Brothers are about to kill him, Star intervenes, saying that he is just a kid. It is a lot going on. I just want to rewind, because this is why y'all all be talking about, why aren't Black people in the movies? Why aren't Black people in the movies? This is why, because who was about to get their ass whipped for that mess? When them pipes start busting, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, damn, my mama would beat my ass. She wouldn't care if it was some vampires in this damn house. Why her house look like this?
I'd have been got my ass beat couple beats ago, actually. So I mean, fuck it. By now, my ass would have been raw. So fuck it. It doesn't matter anyways. You might as well go ahead and bury me with the fucking undead. Because when this shit's over with, there will be no Brittney.
No, yeah, because I'm just like, that house was screwed by the end of this whole little ordeal. But I love when I love Paul's death. I like all the vampire deaths. I know, well, no, I like Marco's too, but I like all the vampire deaths. But Paul's in particular, it's the way that the Frog Brothers are just on the floor screaming as he's just like bobbing up and down the tub and just melting. But also that makeup looks good. Whoever did that, we needed them for the rest of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, because that looked great. Like the burning skin just disintegrating on him like that. Like, I was loving it. Would you have killed Laddie?
Yeah. Everybody gotta die.
Yeah, I'd have killed him. I wouldn't. And that shouldn't have been a question for me, honestly. You know, I was gonna say I'd have killed his ass. You gonna vamp out on me? It's already fucked these kids. So now you gonna do this? And fuck you. Bye. I'll see you later.
I don't think he could control it.
Well, that's his fault. Star should have been there.
She was. She stuck him. Like, I don't know what turned him. I don't know what happened that this little boy just transferred. Did he eat something? I don't know what happened, but
no, fuck that. Star should have been right there when we know you have these little special moments. We're gonna put you in the closet for a second because these motherfuckers, they out here killing folks, literally. So, but no, she wasn't. She was there after when they was about to off the motherfucker. No, home skillet. He would have had to go and start. He's just a kid. Bitch, you can go too. You want to play with me?
I mean, they was about to. If it wasn't for Paul behind that door, they probably would have got it. Probably.
And I'm okay with that.
Downstairs, David bitch slaps an angry Michael, telling him that he tried to make him immortal and points out he is a killer. The two began fighting, ending with Michael impaling David on some deer antlers in his grandfather's taxidermy workshop. However, Michael and Star feel no change, meaning that the head vampire is still out there. Michael, not wanting Sam and the Frog Brothers to see him this way, hides. Let's talk about this fight. Now, this is my whole thing. This is why I think it was never about Star. David wants Michael. Like, I think this is tension between them two characters. And I feel like you see it full throttle in this scene. Like, it was always you, Michael. It was always you, honey. Star was a decoy.
I mean, they treated her like she was a decoy because ain't no way you just start fucking after knowing somebody for 5 minutes. I mean, there is a way. That shit happens.
I mean, when you think about it, okay, like, put it this way, knowing that majority of the people who worked on this movie behind the scenes are gang, I could see that being like subtext that Michael and David are like, basically, David is like, Michael, you know you want this, like, just come on. And in most cases, what do people in denial do? They go have sex with the other sex to be like, yeah, this is not that, like, I really do like blah, blah, blah. But whole time, you just hiding it. And that's how I feel.
This is the first time I'm gonna make an amendment to what I say. But I did agree already, but I'm gonna say that you just don't, she was a decoy because you do not go out and fuck somebody after 5 minutes and say you have feelings for them. That's my amendment. Because ain't no way. You can go out and fuck all you want, but literally because I like you. When's his birthday, sweetie? What day was he born? What's his middle name? Where they moved from? Where his daddy at? Can you answer any of these questions?
Not you talking about me, because I sure will like somebody and I know shit about them. Oh, wow. Am I the drama?
So,
Jonne's eating, so that's why y'all can't hear her. So I think
agree.
she's trying to say her too.
I agree.
You don't know none of, you don't know any of his personality. You don't know nothing about him. None of his personality, except he looks broody.
Brittney, I'm about to expose you real quick. Just because you low-key pried on Mr. Jose before y'all got together, we don't do that. I want to get to know you as we go.
What do you mean, like, pried on?
Okay, so I can say that I slightly stalked Brandon a little bit before we got together. However, I can tell y'all, I'm just gonna say this, because I say this to everybody, and my mother's probably gonna, if she ever hear this. Me and Brandon were not supposed to be a thing. Me and Brandon was just supposed to be like a homecoming fling, and that was it. However, after said homecoming fling, we liked each other. And then we hooked back up the following week. And then we just talked every day ever since. So, like, we talked every day after the homecoming fling, leading up to that week later that we saw each other again. And then after that, talked every day since. So yes, I can agree where you can do the nasty with someone, not know lickety split for real, and then be like, oh, I think I like you. And then y'all get to know each other, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I do like you.
You know, I'm just gonna be honest. It might be me. I might be a heartless bitch, because there have been cases where I can do the nasty and not give a single fuck about you. It ain't I like
there's
you
been
afterwards.
There's been cases like that too with me. However, Brandon was the exception on this one.
Okay, I get you. I guess I'm just heartless, because it's not saying it don't happen. It's just for me. I guess I'm an and leave type bitch. I'm like, oh, bye, see you.
And that's what was supposed to happen with Brandon, but we ended up liking each other.
And Jose is an exception, actually. You can't bring him up like that. He ain't. No, he different.
How much did you
he
know?
In a different little category.
How much did you know before?
About Jose?
Uh-huh.
I can't say a lot. I didn't know a lot about him. I just knew him. I learned his birthday before we started fucking, but I knew him for a while. I knew him for a year before we started dating.
Okay.
Jose don't talk to you unless he want to.
We know.
I was still in the I sometimes want to talk to you during that year.
At around this time, Lucy returns home with Max, having been concerned about Sam. As she asks the boys what the hell is going on in this house, Max discovers David's body. Witnessed by an unseen star and Michael hiding in the cut, he then apologizes to Lucy for David's and his boys' behavior, reiterating what he said earlier to Lucy about the boys needing a protective mother, a stern mother. This had been his plan all along to get her boys on their side. This had been his plan all along to get her boys on their side so that his boys could have a mother, revealing that he is indeed the head vampire and that the invitation into their home is why he passed the Frog Brothers test.
Yeah, because I was wondering how the fuck he got past all this shit. So I liked it. It was okay.
I think maybe I was with David being the head vampire, but I do like this because now when you look back on the movie and you think about all those times that they've had run-ins with David, it all makes sense because that's their dad. Like that's their, that's a person. So the time when he kicked them out the video store, he's like, y'all niggas not supposed to be up in here. There's a deleted scene when Lucy walks out of the video store and the boys is like fucking with her and they trailing her in a circle and he pulls up and he gives them that daddy look like, stop looking around, and they drive off. So all of that stuff just starts to make sense now that you know this. And the thing about it is he still want Lucy. Girl, it's you too. Transforming into a vampire as Michael and Star try to fight him. And having failed, Sam jumps in the mix, but is quickly apprehended. And with Sam in Max's clutches, Lucy has no choice but to give herself over to Max and takes his hand. Just as he's about to bite her, they hear the sound of Grandpa's Jeep playing La Cucaracha. While Max is distracted, Michael dives at him as Grandpa's Jeeps come smashing through the windows, which is loaded with wooden stake poles. One of them impales Max and sends him screaming into the fire, and he shrieks and burns. As a result, it frees Star, Laddie, and Michael from being halfies. As the family stares in amazement, Grandpa casually goes to get a beer from the refrigerator and remarks, "One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach, all the damn vampires." Also, like during the reveal, and I guess I could have said this a few minutes ago, when they're like kerfuffled that it's fucking Max, he's like, "Well, never invite a vampire into your home. It renders you powerless." That whole line delivery in the face he makes, like it's a big F you, you idiot. I was like, damn, that's kind of, Max, you violating right now. You mad violating right now for real. Like, I know they kind of powerless at the moment, but that's pretty rude.
I mean, want to play with the big dogs, get it right.
Then I love the Frog Brothers. Go ahead, Brittney, go ahead.
He reminded me of the dude, the nasty. Dude.
That demon.
He really looked like he did the little change and he shifted. I was like, oh, you remind me of the demon.
I think he had long nails. I know that when Paul dies in the bathtub, they specifically show a little close up of his nails. Now his wasn't long as that dude, the nasty demon, but it did make me think of that too. Another one of my favorite parts is the Frog Brothers, like when everything's like settling and Edgar is like, how much do you think we should charge them for this? Because I'm like, yeah, I mean, technically y'all was on to something and Sam did enlist your services. So you need to get your money. Y'all can pay that rent on that boardwalk because I know that rent is up and stuck.
Saying as though all their parents do is sleep.
I'm pretty sure they on the good stuff.
Them niggas look like dead bodies that whole movie. Every time you seen them and they was leaned up in the back on each other with sunglasses on, you like, You know, is daddy dead? No, is your parents dead? Everybody good at playing dead in film.
And that was The Lost Boys.
Ratings.
The Lost Boys got a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. And Jesus, I'm in Japan, so this shit is in Japanese, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it got a 4.7 out of 5 on something I can't read right now. And it got a 90%, well, 90% of Google users liked this film. What do you guys rate The Lost Boys?
As y'all know, I didn't really care for this style of vampire. I'm still confused about how they even get turned. Like, how did Michael even, like, was it just drinking the blood? Did he get bitten at some point?
Drinking the blood and the death.
So he really did fall and die?
Mm-hmm. That's what kicked it off.
Okay, because I was a little confused if there was water at the bottom or something. I don't know. And then, I'm not really feeling the whole vampires flying thing. I prefer for you to run fast. I don't need you flying. That's oof.
Oh gosh, you like that little CGI when they run past and you see the shadows chasing after them?
I'd rather them run fast. I don't care about the CGI. I just like the fact that I don't like the fact that the vampires are flying. If anything is coming after me and it's flying, no, I don't need that extra element added.
I mean, technically vampires are bats, so that makes sense that they could fly. To me,
most bats are vegetarian.
So,
and I don't like that lore part of vampires being bats either. I like the other one that doesn't have anything to do with bats. So, and then that was pretty much it as far as my feelings. I gave it a 70.
You know what? I ain't gonna hold you. This was an enjoyable film, and I would actually watch this one again. I think because people died, not just the nigga in the freezer. They were all adorable. Like the kids, they really acted. Laddie should have died. Should have took his ass out, staked the fuck out of him. Then I like the fact that it was like no two vampires died the same. They really didn't. And oh, buddy, he even died all cool as shit. He didn't even say shit. He just died. It's like death. And I fucked with it. Honestly, the dude, the nasty daddy, who was like, you know what? Even though my children are gone, I still want you, bitch. We can just have a new family. Honestly, we'll just take your kids, turn them, and then we'll redo it. And then granddaddy, he was the star of the show, besides him and the taxidermy dog. So I'm gonna have to give this film, you know what? Take 85 tickets from me.
Obviously, y'all can see this is another movie that I am very, very obsessed with. I am not actually, I talk about whenever we play F, Marry, Kill, I always say I would marry the vampire so that way I could be immortal and just live my best life out in these streets. Even though I love the sun, I would have to be like a day walker, like Blade or some shit, something like that. But this movie in particular, I love the effects. I love the look of the vampires. The story, I'm glad they changed it from whatever that rated G shit we were originally gonna get. Only thing I wish we could have done is maybe get to know the other vampires a little bit better. I know this wasn't their story per se, but I feel like if we gotten to know a little more about even David as well, like, even though I kind of feel like the appeal for me is shrouded in their mystery and that we don't know too much about them, it's kind of probably what does make it work. I would have been interested just to know a little bit more, like, how long have they been here? Like, how old are these quote unquote teens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something like that. Just curious. And I do know that there are hella sequels to this. And from my understanding, they all suck. I'm pretty sure executive producer Coco can let us know because I'm pretty sure he's probably seen them. But I am going to also match Brittney and give this one 85 tickets. Now let's head into the souvenir shop.
Thanks for riding. Before you go, take a detour into the souvenir shop.
Okay, for my souvenir, you gotta be 21 and up because I think we should sell those fly ass bottles of wine and they should be bloody red just like that.
I'm with it.
I mean, can they have juice options?
Yeah, like you can have options. I just feel like the blood red would be more in line. Like if you want, well, I mean, it depends on your taste. I'm not really into the buttery types. Them kind of, I don't like it. But anything else, we good.
It could still be blood red, like some fruit punch, sparkling grape juice or some shit.
Oh yeah, because you don't drink. You're right. Got to think about my other people. Yeah, we can do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want glitter blood.
Today I do too.
Today a mild day, y'all, because for some reason that glitter really stuck with me. I was like, you know what I should do? We should market glitter blood, like slime, but not it's blood. Like when you need to use it for your effect, we need to bring that shit back. I want Twilight blood, okay? I want that shit to sparkle.
I'd also like a life-size cutout of Dwayne. It was the smize for me. In every single scene, he's just smizing to the gods. The hair is lovely. The oiled chest is nice. I'd also like to see Oiled Up Saxophone Man perform in the part because he's still performing to this day. He is still buff to this day, and he still has hair to this day. So, you know, Tim Cathell, you know, come.
We also need the skirt that has all the little.
Oh my God, it was giving Esmeralda, and I loved it because I love Esmeralda. Brittney, I am right with you. She was flouncing through the park, giving Esmeralda, giving Coachella. I loved her outfit. I just love Star.
Me too. I do too. I like Star because she really knows how to get herself a nigga that can get her out of a bad situation. Because at the end of the day, I really think she lied about using him. I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go at all. About liking him, she lied. She knew that she could use him to become free for her and Laddie. And so I don't
David
mind
wants you anyway. I'm not interested. David is the one that wants your ass. So I'm just here to bridge you to I'm the middleman, honestly, actually. This is really what it is.
They didn't have a closing kiss scene. And, you know, that's how you know that they're really going to be together forever is when they kiss afterwards. Mm-hmm. There was no... Which told me she don't give no fuck about you. And so I'm okay with it at the end. Like I had to really maybe I'm always giving somebody a villain story. But I think Star was the real hero. She saw this nigga looking at her from the party. And she was like, you know what? I found my way out. Your gullible ass. And she brought him through all this shit. She lied and was like, I told you about the blood. She did. But she wasn't like, don't drink that. That's blood. She was like, it's blood. So that way she had a little scapegoat.
I felt like she could have did more too to stop him. I'm like, and I don't know if it was just because like the whole gang was there and they be ready to please don't get us excited. I don't know if that's what it was. But I'm like, you could have did a little bit more to stop him, Star. But also,
no, Star didn't do shit. Her stop it boys when they was worming, maggoting it out. That wasn't no good, like, stop it. I feel like if she would have actually been bothered by it, they would have stopped. But they kept going, which led me to believe it's been her the whole time.
More on Star and Laddie, and I could have said this in my ratings. I wish when I talked about backstory and stuff, they fall into that too, because I know that Laddie is literally some random boy they just abducted, and they got him for Star, so Star can, like, have a friend. But I just want to know, like, what was that entire... I don't need to see a whole scene about him getting abducted and her getting abducted. I just wish we would have knew like a little bit more, like how long had they been together with each other. Like basically you see her taking like a mothering role to this little lost boy. But I was just curious because I was even thinking like, what if she was like his babysitter and they both got abducted at the same time and now we bound together forever. I would have been cool with that too.
Where his parents at? Where he going after this? He like sloth and we just gonna live together forever?
I guess
like,
so.
There's a lot of questions that you just gonna let this random woman stay with y'all? Like you don't know nothing about her again, and she just masterminded your son to help her in. We don't know how long she been a half vampire, but she realized she didn't want to be a full one, but she didn't have what it take to kill him. And she could have. She just probably didn't want to get her hands dirty. I didn't gonna give her that. She just didn't want to get her hands dirty. I don't want you staying with me. You just manipulated my son into fucking up this entire house so you and this child could be free. Get the fuck on.
I could see Lucy taking them in though. I could definitely see Lucy taking them in. She's so nice and sweet.
Oh, that woman don't look the same her entire life. I just want to point this out. The exact same. Her face is still just
That's what
like
happens
that.
when you're not problematic and you mind your damn business.
I care a lot. She's just an older little version of herself. That's it.
You guys ready to run park announcements? Let's go.
Let's go.
That is 3 out of 5 for our theme CLIQUE. Next week, honey, I am ready because like I've been saying this whole episode, y'all are the weirdos, mister. We are getting into 1996's The Craft. So be there or be fucking square and all your hair will fall out and you'll have all the burns on your fucking back and snakes and cockroaches and all that shit will be pouring out of every drain in your house. So don't try it. If you want to get up with us, you can hit us up on any social media at D180 Podcast on IG, Twitter, TikTok. If you want some exclusive goodies, you can hit us up on Patreon. If you like what we're doing here, leave a review. We love seeing new reviews. Even if you got some complaints, we want to hear that too, because we love constructive criticism. You can tell us that too. It helps other people find us. And it just, that algorithm be crazy. We trying to get more people up in the park because y'all don't want us to shut down. That's sad. Anyway, we will see you guys next time when we go to high school and put on our little plaid skirts, our white blouses, and just intimidate the fuck out of everybody with our slow-mo walk down the quad.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you soon.